Hi Jane, it's April Gage. I'm not very good at the whole video making thing, so I'm just going to record myself talking about my topic. My topic is separation anxiety, and it's on infants and babies specifically. So separation anxiety is defined as separation anxiety disorder, SAD, and it's a psychological condition in which individuals experience excessive anxiety regarding separation from home or from people whom the individual has a strong emotional attachment with. So that can be parents, grandparents, siblings, and in even severe cases, it can be friends. So all babies are affected by this at some point and to some extent. It is a normal part of the development stage for children, and it's when babies start to realize that there's more going on than they can see. It typically happens from 10 to 18 months, but it can happen as early as 6, and it can last until 24 months. So there are different views on this topic, and generally it's based on different cultures. Some cultures believe that the mother should be with the parent 24/7, and that it's bad to separate the baby from the mom for the first year. And then there are other cultures where they see it as a learning process for the baby if they're separated and if they have some space apart. So separation anxiety can be as severe as the child having anxiety when you're in the opposite room. And sometimes even if they can hear your voice, they will still have the anxiety. And the anxiety can lead to intense crying, making themselves sick, and lack of sleep. And those are just some of the side effects of separation anxiety, and those are just for the baby. They can also cause severe issues in the family. So the babies tend to feel the separation anxiety more towards the mother. And this can cause the father to feel inadequate, and it can cause marital problems, and then that just adds more stress onto the mother as well, because then they are trying to fix this problem as well as trying to make the baby feel comfortable and calm. It can also lead to many financial issues as well. If the parents weren't expecting to take time off and their babies have this separation anxiety and they have to stay home or they choose to stay home, it can cause a lot of financial need that they weren't expecting to have. There are three main ways to deal with separation anxiety. So the first one is to minimize separation. And for that one, you're pretty much just waiting for the 24 months to pass and hoping that your child will outgrow this stage. The next one is setting up care with people that your child is already familiar with. So like grandparents, family friends that the baby has been around lots of times, anything like that. The third one, is letting your baby get to know a new caregiver first. So if you do need to leave your child with somebody they're unfamiliar with, have them come over a couple times before leaving the baby with them so the baby can get familiar and see how you interact with them. So here are some tips. When you're at home, if your baby crawls away from you, it's really good to try and let them do that. So if you have a safe room next to where you are and you know that they're okay in it, let them crawl away for a few minutes before going to see them. You can hire a sitter to come over a few times before you leave them alone to get your child familiar with them. You can also show comfort and love towards the sitter, and the baby will follow that lead. You can ask the sitter to come a bit earlier before you leave so that the child can be more interested in what they are doing together than the fact that you're leaving. And at first you can make some short trips. So about an hour to 2 hours. Use the same routine at home as you do at the daycare, at your gym, at work, wherever you're going to be leaving the baby. And they say always say goodbye to the baby and tell them where you're going and that you'll be back, even if it seems silly that they're so young and you don't think they understand what you're saying. It's just part of the routine. And try to never come back in the house or back into the daycare once you've left. This will make the process really hard for both you, the baby, and the caregiver. And as hard as it is, when you see your baby crying or having a hard time with this, try not to let your feelings show, because the baby will feed off of that as well. So that is all I have on the separation anxiety. I have a short video that I'm going to be attaching to this as well, and along with my references. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.